I love my old lady because you love me more than anything. You have been my calm in every storm, my voice of reason when the world around me demanded perfection. I may wear a crown upon my head, but you are the queen of my heart. The world sees me as a prince, but they do not know the man I become when I am with you. You are the only one who has ever looked beyond the title, beyond the power, beyond the endless expectations and seen me, the boy beneath the gold, the soul behind the smile. Your love is not for the prince they adore, but for the man who trembles in your arms, who finds his peace in your presence. There are nights when I sit by the fire, the room dimly lit by flickering candles, and I think of all that you have given me. You never asked for jewels, for riches, or for promises carved in stone. You asked only for truth, for loyalty, for a heart that beats honestly for you. And that, my love, is all I have ever wanted to give. You made me understand that love is not in grand gestures or royal feasts. It's in quiet moments, in shared glances, in unspoken words, in the comfort of knowing that someone out there loves you without conditions. You have aged beautifully, not just in years, but in the depth of your soul. The lines on your face tell stories I never tire of hearing, each one a mark of strength, of laughter, of survival. To the world, you may be my old lady, but to me, you are timeless, a treasure carved by life itself. When I look at you, I see not the years that have passed, but the love that has endured them all. You stood by me when I was lost in the shadows of duty, when I doubted myself, when the crown felt heavier than I could bear, and in your eyes, I always found the courage to rise again. The palace has seen countless faces, fleeting smiles, false promises, empty affection, but none have touched my heart the way you did. You never sought my favor, you earned my heart. You never bowed to my title, you spoke to my soul. And in doing so, you taught me what true love means: not possession, not perfection, but patience and peace. You have been my quiet strength when I could not find my own. Even now, when the world demands my attention, my heart always finds its way back to you. Sometimes I think of how different my life would have been had I never met you. Perhaps one would have been a proud prince, a cold ruler untouched by emotion. But what is a throne without warmth? What is a crown without love? You made me human. You gave me something no kingdom could ever offer, a love so pure, so steady that even time bows before it. The world might celebrate my name for my victories, but I know my greatest triumph is simply loving you. When I hold your hand, I feel the years we've walked together, the storms we've survived, the laughter we've shared. There is something sacred in growing old with the one who knows your soul better than you do. You love me not for who I was or what I became, but for who I am: flawed, imperfect, human. And that kind of love is a gift I could never repay, no matter how many crowns I wear or how many worlds I conquer. So, yes, my love, I will say it again, I love my old lady because you love me more than anything. Your love is my peace, my refuge, my truth. It is the quiet melody that plays beneath the chaos of my life, the light that never fades no matter how dark the night becomes. And if I could live 1,000 lives, I would choose you in every one of them, again and again, until the stars forget to shine and time itself ceases to exist. There are moments when I sit alone in the royal garden, watching the roses bloom beneath the soft glow of twilight, and all I can think about is you. The scent of the flowers reminds me of your gentle presence, calm, warm, and everlasting. You've always carried a quiet grace that words can never capture. Even time, with all its power, has been kind to you, for it has only deepened your beauty. Not the kind that fades or belongs to youth, but the kind that grows from kindness, patience, and love. When I look at you, I see a story written in soft smiles, an unshakable strength, a story that still holds my heart captive. The world often measures worth in beauty that can be seen in youth that passes too quickly. But I have learned that love sees differently. When I look at you, I see the heart that loved me when I was too lost to love myself. I see the woman who stood by me through the storms when others turned away from my flaws and fears. You never needed to be perfect. Your love was enough to make everything feel right. You taught me that love isn't about chasing perfection, but about finding peace in imperfection, about choosing the same heart again and again, even when time changes everything around it. Every time I hear your laughter, I feel a kind of warmth that not even the sun can offer. It's a sound that carries through every corner of my soul, reminding me that happiness doesn't come from the throne I sit upon, but from the arms that welcomed me when the weight of the world felt too heavy. You made my palace a home, my crown a burden worth bearing, and my life a story worth telling. The echo of your love fills the empty halls when I am away. It hums through the walls like a song only my heart understands. I remember the nights when you would wait for me after long meetings, your eyes weary but soft, your hands warm as you'd pour me tea and listen to my worries. Those small moments mean more to me than all the golden feasts and royal banquets ever could. You never demanded the world from me, you simply wanted to share it. Your love has always been quiet, never loud or boastful, yet it speaks louder than any applause I've ever received. It is your silence that has always healed me, your patience that has taught me what love truly means. Sometimes, when I see my reflection in the mirror, I realize how much of me has changed because of you. My temper softened, my pride humbled, my heart opened. You have shaped me not through words, but through the example of your own heart. You showed me that love is not about being adored, but about being understood. I may command armies and rule over lands, but none of that holds meaning if I cannot come home to your embrace, the one place where I am not a prince, but simply a man loved beyond reason. Even now, as the years roll by, my admiration for you only grows deeper. Every wrinkle on your face tells me a story of laughter and survival. Every line around your eyes a chapter of love, earned loyalty. You have aged with grace, but to me, you remain untouched by time. I see you as I always have, radiant, steady, and endlessly beautiful. The world can change, kingdoms can fall, but what we share is eternal. You are not just a part of my life. You are my life, the poise that gives it meaning. And if one day the world forgets my name, if my crown fades and my legacy disappears into dust, I will still be content knowing that I lived this life loving you. For what greater glory could be than to be cherished by you, my old lady, my heart, my forever companion. You have been my greatest victory and my truest home. I will spend every remaining day honoring that love, carrying it like a flame that will never dim, even when time itself bows before it. Every morning, when the first rays of sunlight fall upon the marble floors of my chamber, I find myself thinking of you before anything else. The stillness of dawn reminds me of your calm voice, your steady heart, and the quiet comfort you always bring. The palace awakens, slowly servants moving about, distant bells echoing through the halls, but none of it feels alive until I let your memory fill the space. You are the gentle beginning of every day, the unseen warmth that keeps my heart from turning cold. No matter how far time takes us, your love remains my first thought, my quiet peace. When I walk through the grand corridors, I often pause where your laughter once lingered. Those memories have a life of their own. They breathe in the silence, echoing softly like music only I can hear. The tapestries and golden frames that adorn the walls seem meaningless now, for no painting, no portrait, No treasure could ever capture what you've given me. You were never made of jewels or silk. You were made of patience and tenderness, of loyalty and grace. And that, my love, is what makes you rarer than anything my kingdom could ever offer. Sometimes I sit by the window overlooking the sea, the same view we once shared in our younger days. The waves still move with the same rhythm, crashing softly against the rocks, as if whispering secrets of the past. I remember how your hand fit perfectly in mine, how you leaned your head on my shoulder as if the entire world could rest in that single moment. Those days may be gone, but the memory of them still feels alive each tide, carrying a fragment of our story, washing upon the shore of my heart again and again. You've always been the strength I never admitted I needed. When I faltered beneath the weight of my crown, you stood tall beside me. You never tried to take my burdens. Instead, you reminded me that love could lighten them. You faced the storms with me, not because you had to, but because your heart chose to. There is no power greater than that, no glory higher than a love that endures. Even when the world tested us, even when distance or duty tried to come between us, you remained steadfast, unshaken mine. There are moments when I think of all we've endured, the mistakes, the hardships, the silent tears neither of us spoke of. Yet through it all, your love never wavered. It didn't demand perfection, it didn't fade with time. It only grew deeper and wiser, shaped by every challenge we faced. You taught me that love is not about holding tightly, but about standing together, even when the world seems determined to pull us apart. Your faith in me has been my greatest comfort, your forgiveness my greatest redemption. At night, when the candles flicker and the halls fall silent, I sometimes reach out to the empty side of the bed where you once lay. The space may be cold, but it still holds your essence, the echo of your heartbeat, the warmth of your presence. I close my eyes, and for a fleeting moment, I feel you beside me again. Your love has become the rhythm that steadies me, the whisper that guides me through every dark hour. It is as if even the stars themselves know your name, shining brighter whenever I think of you. And so my days continue, painted with your memory, strengthened by your love. I may be a prince in the eyes of the world, but to you, I have always been just a man flawed, fragile soul who found salvation in your arms. That is the kind of love that kingdoms envy and poets dream of. It is eternal, it is pure, and it is ours. And no matter how many years pass, no matter what history remembers of me, it will never tell the true story, the story of a Pernus who lived, ruled, and breathed only because a woman's love made his heart whole. The night feels endless when I sit alone, the moonlight spilling across the marble floor like a memory of your touch. The silence has a strange way of speaking. It reminds me of all the nights you stayed awake with me, listening to my worries, when the weight of duty pressed too hard upon my shoulders. I used to think strength came from battles won or commands given, but you showed me that true strength lies in gentleness, in the way you stood beside me when I was most lost. Even now, when you are far, that strength still wraps around me, invisible yet unbreakable. I often wonder what love looks like from the outside. To the world, it may appear ordinary, two souls bound by time. But to me, it's the rarest thing that has ever existed. It's in the way your name still steadies my pulse, the way your absence still fills my heart. You are no longer here to speak the words, yet I hear them in everything, in the wind that moves through the trees, in the soft rustle of the curtains, in the whisper of the sea. Love has become the air I breathe, unseen but alive, eternal. There are moments when I see traces of you in the smallest of things, a cup left on the table, a scent that drifts through the hallways, a song played by the royal musicians. Each fragment pulls me back to the life we built together. You never cared for crowns or riches. You cared only for the man behind them. That truth humbles me even now. I realize how rare it is to be loved, not for what one possesses, but for who one is, stripped of pride, power, and pretense. You saw the real me, and in your eyes I found home. Sometimes I close my eyes and imagine the years rolling backward to when your hair still caught the sunlight and your laughter filled the palace gardens. I can almost feel the warmth of your hand in mine, hear the gentle rhythm of your heart against my chest. Time may have carried us far from those days, but it has not taken them from me. They live within me, alive and untouched. You gave me more than memories. You gave me the kind of love that outlives youth, that deepens rather than fades, that becomes eternal through devotion. And so I live on, carrying you in every breath, every step, every prayer. You are no longer beside me in body, but in spirit you are everywhere, in the dawn that greets me, in the night that comforts me, in the quiet that fills the spaces between. My kingdom may one day forget my name, but I will never forget yours. You are the heart that beats beneath my crown, the reason I still rise each day. And even if this life ends, I know I will find you again, somewhere beyond time, waiting for me with that same patient, endless love that once made even a prince feel whole.